Now, most of the weapons being smuggled to the Syrian rebels from abroad are bolstering the strength of Islamic extremists. That's according to U.S. officials, who say radical elements are poised to take over Syria if Assad falls. RT's Irina Golushko has the details.
The U.S. has admitted that the aid which they have been sending towards the Syrian rebels actually does not end up in the hands of the groups which they were hoping it would end up in. And quite on the contrary, the United States officials are now saying that, in fact, the money that they keep sending over, which then goes towards the purchasing of arms, which end up in the hands of the Islamist extremist groups. The arms are being purchased by Qatar and Saudi Arabia, which have a tendency to prefer the radical movements, such as the Salafis, who then end up with these top-notch, extremely expensive weapons, which they then use against the troops of President Bashar al-Assad. Even the groups, the secular opposition groups within Syria itself, are saying that they simply cannot afford to buy the same type of arms which are being used by the radicals. Neither can they afford the cameras which are being used by these radical groups, such as the Free Syrian Army, who are then using it to broadcast their accomplishments or failures on YouTube and the like. Of course, the United States administration at this point is concerned that the arms are ending up in the hands of the extremist groups, because they fear that may mean in the future that these groups will turn into insurgencies, which then will retaliate against the United States. Of course, there are also other diplomats within the Middle Eastern circuit who are saying that at this point a lot of people are being frustrated with the Syrian opposition, who have proven that they unfortunately cannot unite over one plan. According to this unnamed diplomat, who is being cited by various media sources, they have come to the conclusion that the Syrian opposition is essentially a large conglomeration of smaller groups who spend their time bickering and cannot come to any one agreement. And it's this very fact that there is no agreement or there is no clear-cut plan, which is also worrying to the United States. Now, the U.S. officials are saying that because there is no plan as to what's going to happen in the future, they fear that if President Bashar al-Assad is ousted, that will mean that in the turmoil which follows, there will be a civil war in which the radical Islamist groups will be much better armed and will be a lot better financed than the secular groups. And that will just mean the play out of the Libyan scenario all over again.